So, Mr. Whitty, in 2023, UnitedHealth raked in a whopping $22 billion in profits, making you the most profitable healthcare company in the country. In fact, by revenue, UnitedHealth is the 11th largest company in the entire world. Now, Mr. Whitty, UnitedHealth Group owns the country's largest insurer, the country's largest claims processor, the country's third largest pharmacy benefit manager, a huge pharmacy chain. It is the largest employer of physicians nationwide, or controller, with at least 90,000 physicians, as you just testified. That's about 1 out of every 10 doctors in the country. Is that correct about your size?
So just to thank you, Senator. As far as the physicians are concerned, we employ just under 10,000.
Well,
and
as
the
I
rest
said,
are
I think
affiliated.
you have control over about 90,000.
I would say not controlled. They choose to work with us.
Okay. Great. Because UnitedHealth has bought up every link in the healthcare chain, you are now in a position to jack up prices, squeeze competitors, hide revenues, and pressure doctors to put profits ahead of patients. UnitedHealth is a monopoly on steroids. The opportunities for price gouging are everywhere. For example, UnitedHealth is the biggest participant in Medicare Advantage, the government program that pays private insurers to administer Medicare benefits. With this web of subsidiaries, UnitedHealth is well positioned to rake in more taxpayer money by using a practice called upcoding to make enrollees look sicker. That is, noticing that a patient has a cane and adding a diagnosis of vascular disease to the medical chart, even if there's no clinical basis for the diagnosis and no treatment planned. Mr. Whitty, according to a 2019 investigation by the HHS Inspector General, UnitedHealth was far and away the most aggressive abuser of upcoding practices. Do you know how much, according to the Inspector General, UnitedHealth cheated taxpayers out of in 2017?
This is insane to me that these companies are allowed to prioritize profit over the health of the Americans. Wow, just wow. Wow. Why are these companies allowed to do this? This is not normal at all. This is probably the worst healthcare system in the whole developed world. Unfortunately, this has to change.
Senator, thank you for the question. I'm not familiar with that particular piece of work.
The number is $3.7 billion, and that's in just a single year, and that's from only 2 upcoding practices. You know, that was 5 years ago. Now, as we speak, is UnitedHealth under investigation from the DOJ for, among other things, your billing practices?
Senator, thank you for your question. We have a long-standing practice of not commenting on matters such as that or things like mergers and acquisitions.
Well, I understand why you might not want to comment on it. Public reporting from the Wall Street Journal confirms that it is, although your company has not disclosed this investigation. In fact, yesterday I sent the SEC a letter raising concerns about over $100 million in stock sales that UnitedHealth executives made in the days and weeks before the investigation was revealed by the press. And I'd like to make that part of the hearing record if I can, Mr. Chairman.
Objection, sorted.
Okay, so UnitedHealth is huge, and it boosts its multi-billion-dollar profits with, among other things, illegal billing tactics. And that takes me to the data breach. After the largest cyber attack on the healthcare industry in American history, quote, put hundreds of thousands of healthcare providers at risk of collapse, UnitedHealth is now using the crisis to expand its monopoly even further. For example, in Oregon, UnitedHealth tried to purchase a local physician practice, but faced enormous public opposition. After the data breach that we're talking about today, these doctors couldn't get reimbursed for their services, which pushes them to the financial breach. So what did UnitedHealth do? They filed an emergency petition with regulators to allow them to acquire the doctor's practice on an expedited basis. Mr. Whitty, will this acquisition make UnitedHealth even bigger?
Senator, thank you for your question. I'd just like
I think Elizabeth Warren is doing a great job there. She's asking the right question, pointing out facts, and grilling basically UnitedHealth right there in front of everybody for their illegal misbehavior.
to also put on the record that we, as an
I had a
organization,
very simple question. Will it make UnitedHealth, this giant, this 11th largest company in the entire world, even bigger?
as new organizations join us, the organization, I hope, becomes better as new
The
physicians, for
question is
example, join.
not
And
better. We've already talked about your business practices. The question is bigger. Will it make UnitedHealth bigger?
as we grow, we become larger. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, UnitedHealth is using its own data breach to snap up doctors' practices that have been driven to the edge of bankruptcy by that same data breach. It's no wonder that UnitedHealth told its shareholders that this data breach would have, quote, no material impact on the company's finances. UnitedHealth will stop at nothing to grow bigger, bigger, and bigger as we speak. UnitedHealth is trying to pick the bones of Stewart Healthcare in my home state of Massachusetts, which was ruined by private equity and corporate greed. It is time for regulators to say no to these efforts to get bigger and to suck even more health dollars away from patients and providers who need it. For the sake of our patients, our doctors and nurses, and the American taxpayer, it is time to break up the UnitedHealth
time
monopoly.
my colleague has expired. Next.
Wow. Wow. He did a great job there. She did a great job. As a physician, I can 100% confirm that corporate healthcare does pressure physicians to generate revenue, and it's sad to see that they would put profit in front of the health of their patients. They actually put profit before having healthy people. It's sad to see that they are abusing the system, basically denying almost a third of all medical claims, healthcare claims, in their insurance company. So you pay for insurance and you get denied and you receive no health care in return. This is insane. This is insane. Brian Thompson made close to 1 million a month without perks and bonuses. He was a very, very well paid guy. UnitedHealth grew bigger and bigger and bigger and became the monopoly because our government allowed them to. Hopefully that changed. Hopefully people realize that this has gone too far now. And this healthcare system is the worst. Everybody has the right to have healthcare, free healthcare for everybody. It should not be privatized, in my opinion. You could keep one small portion of the healthcare, basically privatized, but the large majority, the basic healthcare, the minimum healthcare should be already covered for everyone. They are essentially bankers, not healthcare providers. They make 22 billion in profit. Totally absurd. Violence is never the answer. Had to fight for their rights. So this company can decide who lives and who dies. Credit to Elizabeth Warren. She laid it all out there. Yeah, she did a great job in this hearing. I believe that hopefully this will change. Warren's work is underrated. Enough is enough. This is totally unacceptable. Why is Luigi Mangione in prison while those CEOs are not in prison? Warren is one of the few Democrats left with a working spine. Hopefully the system will improve. Hopefully people realize that this has gone way too far now and this needs to change. Hopefully they do something about it now. It's sad. It's sad that we have to resort to violence so that people realize that this system is broken and need to change, and people are suffering, people are dying for lack of healthcare in the richest country in the world. Can you actually imagine that? This is not normal. Let me know what you think about this video, guys. I really appreciate you being here with me today and watching to the end. Click right there to watch the next video and I will see you there. Bye bye. Peace.